One of the more simpler things that you can do for your hallux valgus or a bunion is to really work the midline of the foot, the medial arch. Oftentimes it means that your arch is a bit fallen, so a bit everted, pardon me. So we want to really put that pressure onto the pinky side of the foot, curl our toes, and just slowly walk the towel in, trying to remain flat on the heel and slowly pushing the towel back. Very simple exercise, very therapeutic for the foot. Then we add the articulation of each toe, and then we add the articulation and a grab. And as you can see, my foot is actually working quite difficult. It's working quite a lot. So this is a common exercise that we do to also keep the health of a foot, but especially one with a hallux valgus. And you can see here that this is the beginning portion. So usually it means I'm stepping off and twisting. If this gets a little bit too intense, what you can in fact do is massage or work the underside of the foot and also hooking your thumb into the bottom portion of the bunion, pushing down and pulling away like that. And just making sure that you are very much focused on how you're massaging that bunion and how you are working it. The other really nice thing that you can do with your towel, especially if you don't have toe stretchers, is if you can take your towel and roll it up to some degree, placing it in between that toe, you can work to curl. So this is also good if you have ever broken your toe, and release. Curl and release. You can very gently work your way up to picking up weights, pens. The smaller the pen, the harder it is. So you want to work right in between that bottom portion of the toe, and you can stretch it. You can also work through the top portion of that foot. And then when you're walking, you want to be able to pay attention to the gait. So when you're walking, you want to be trying to put a little bit more pressure through that pinky ring foot to tighten up that arch. I hope once you're done that, you'll be able to work the toes equally, the feet evenly. So in a plantar flexion, a curl, and a plantar flexion, a curl of the toes, a flex of the ankle. So you can see that if I'm not paying attention, when I go to flex my foot back, my ankles want to fall in. So we want to try to keep that positioning and keep the tips of the toes together. And this is actually a lot of inner thigh work. The feet have a very big impact on what happens all the way up the rest of the chain. So if we are unable to articulate through our feet properly, we can have major knee problems. I would suspect, so my toes want to do that, and I have to actually really use my brain to push those toes together and those arches, and then I'm going to do a little invert to try to get that to work. Another really great place to be is really hold the arch, the toes curled until you can really feel the arch of the foot working. So it should be almost borderline cramping. Another really great option that you can do, especially if you don't have a ton of supplies and you are getting maybe, say, foot cramps or irritation through the calf or even low back. Our feet have an amazing connection to our lower back. So again, we can take our towel and we can bend our knees slightly and think about wrapping our toes and pulling the towel up and down. And you can do about 10 of these a day. And the more often that you do it, you want to really work on trying to maintain the ankle connection and knee connection and inner thigh connection. So right away, I've only done maybe 4 or 5 of these, but what is happening already is I can really feel the arch of that foot working. And then don't forget to stretch it back. Curling down, walk yourself onto the base of that towel where you can get a good connection. Hold it here for about a minute, working your way up to 2 minutes. If you start cramping right away, back that time down. But basically, the health of the foot, happy feet, happy knees, happy back.